All right.
So, welcome to our office again. We've talked to coaches in prior of you coming here, discuss a couple of things that are going on the team. And I'll start with Nicole because she's been captain for the second year, right? So, first question. Since you're captain for 2 years, do you see any changes in your role from last year? So, like last year you were captain, and is there any difference between last year and this year?
I would say that my role as a captain this year is more of a mom role because last year we had more of the girls were my age, so I could sit back and kind of like let them do what they had to do and just get on them when I needed to get on them. But this year we have a lot of younger girls who are for the first time in college, so I have to kind of like get them acquainted with it and kind of guide them in doing what they have to do, and lead by more of an example, because for them when they see it, then they're like, okay, I got to do this. I'm seeing her do this, and this is how I have to do it. So I'm more of a mom, but I also try to lead by an example this year and show them.
Okay. In your first year, do you remember the challenges that you have to face being a captain? And what recommendations would you have proceeding in your first year of being a captain?
Well, when it was my first year of being a captain, it was hard for me to learn how to lead. Like I would say things, and sometimes they would come across negatively instead of like with a positive reinforcement, and that's the kind of things that I had to learn. Like sometimes I would catch myself saying things, and then I would see the faces of my teammates, and I know that it didn't come across the way that I wanted it to, so I had to step back and learn how to say something, but also put a positive spin to it. So always reinforce with positive instead of negative.
Okay, so we know there's 9 new players out of 15, right?
Yeah.
Yes, out of 15. And only 5 of them are returners. 2 starting players got injured. And so how do you think the team was able to adapt, and what toughest challenge for you was as a captain to lead the whole team, with those 2 injured and only 5 returners?
And this, which is kind of how coach feels too, which has to be relayed to me, is that everyone on the team is of equal talent, and everyone on the team can play anywhere, play any position at any time. So if someone goes down, there's a person that's down on the court, but that just means that everyone else has to pick up their level of play to compensate for that person being out. So even though some girls go down, some girls are out, we all have to pick up the level of play and support underneath, so that it's not that big of a deal if she does. That we have other players that can come in and do a great job as well.
Good. And because your coaches also talked about how the team has to grow as a team, because everybody is trying to get a chemistry right. And they told me that your guys are doing a good job of building the team spirit up. So that's good. Okay. So as a captain and a leader for 2 years, what strong suits did you develop last year, and what do you plan to work on this year as to become a better leader?
Well, last year, after we finished season, and it was kind of heartbreaking because we had gone from the year before, we had gone from second to last, and we came in second to first last year, and we were right there. So, last year, out of season, I focused, as soon as season got out, I focused on the next coming season, and I was in the gym 24/7, constantly working on my physical aspect. We had to read books to work on the mental aspect. So that's the kind of stuff that I worked on last year, and then this year, again, I wanted to lead by example, so I came in, I made sure I passed my conditioning test hard, like I have to work if I want to reach something. So then I would say the only thing that I'm really working on this year, because my physical game is so good, is my mental game, and then just getting all the girls on board, making sure that everyone is on the same page, that everyone has the same goals, that everyone is fighting for the same thing, and making sure that they just all keep that way and stay with that same motivation.
And so with all that leadership and a lot of work that you put in volleyball, how do you manage to balance your personal life and school life?
I'm managing. This year my social life has gone down a lot. I don't really get to hang out as much, but I'm graduating in December and I'm taking 6 classes, so like whenever we're on the road or whenever we're away, I'm like focusing on doing my homework and getting my studies done, especially because Coach takes away our phones. So it's a perfect time for me to get everything I need to get done, because I can't be on my phone and I can't be distracted by other things. But usually Sundays are homework days for me, and then if I get everything done, then I get to experience and have a little bit of a social life. But being a senior and taking all these classes and graduating soon and worrying about my future, it's difficult to manage.
So if you get those 3 hours, let's say, a day, what are you interested outside of work?
My favorite thing to do is play beach volleyball. That's what I do on my off time. I love to go fishing. My family is big on that. We're very outdoorsy people, so anything outdoors, anything like that. That's usually what I do on my free time. Anytime I have free time, I'm outside at the beach, fishing, doing something. I don't care what it is. I just don't want to be indoors. I'm in a gym all the time, 24/7. I need to get out sometimes.
Okay. So now we're gonna go to senior, and so as it's your first year of captaincy, and how do you feel about your new role in the team, and what do you think about the transition that you had to make from regular player to captain?
Well, being with Nicole makes it easier because, I know that if I feel like I'm struggling with something, she's always there to pick me up as well as the rest of the team. But last year, as a freshman, being a setter, you have to be able to lead the team a lot. The setter is the quarterback of the team. So I felt like last year people would look to me to run the plays and run the offense on the team, and so I feel like basically I'm doing that same thing again this year. But I do feel like I have more respect because of that role of being captain. You know what I mean? I feel like people trust me to be the leader and to run the offense on the court.
So how do you think team was able to adapt to since it's all new players and now a lot of players come back, and what, in your opinion, is the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge was definitely because last year we did so well, and so going into this year, we had all these expectations, and I feel like we would refer to last year a lot, and then it's hard to adjust because a lot of us aren't here anymore. And so bringing in the new freshmen and making them feel like there's a reason that they're here, and every single one of them was handpicked, and they're just as good or better as what we had last year, and making them feel like they're just as needed as the rest of us.
Hi, how are you?
So I know you had 12 road games in a row as the season started.
Okay,
What did you learn about the team during those games? New people.
Well, we were definitely faced with a lot of adversity because of our injuries, and just learning how to get through it together, because it's hard when our coaches are getting on to Oh, like we have to be the ones that have to bring everybody else together after, like especially after a loss. And like people have a tendency to want to be mad about it and not want to move forward and dwell on it and things like that. And Nicole and I have to be the ones to pick everybody up and move forward from that, because like even though we are supposed to be like the coaches on the court, like if we're coming off of a loss and coaches are mad at us and things like that, like we have to be the ones to bring everybody together.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, after the 12 road games, it's tough because it's a completely new team. So like I could close my eyes and I would know what Sydney's going to do because we played together, we mesh well together. But there's new people on the court, so it's hard to know how they play and to gel with them. And our job on the court is to make everyone gel together.
Yeah,
so.
but at the same time, it's a good experience to bring the team, because it's 12 rows, you're always on the road, you're always together as a team.
Yeah.
So build that up. So that's a good thing. Okay, so as a captain and a leader, what is a strong side and what do you think you should be working on to become a better leader?
Well, I feel like with Nicole and I, she's bad cop and I'm good cop, because she'll be the one to get onto a player and then I'll be the one to turn right back around and like come right behind her and be like, it's okay, you can do it, like you got it. So she's like bad cop, good cop, and we joke about that a lot. So with her not being here next year, I'm gonna have to play bad cop and good cop and be able to, like what she's saying, like tell people things in a constructive way and lead in a constructive way while also being positive. So what she's learning how to do this year is what I'm gonna have to work on, because she's not gonna be here next year. And so like being able to see when something is going wrong and then address it right at that moment, because I'm not gonna have her anymore.
Yeah, and what about balancing your personal life and schoolwork?
Yeah, I mean it's tougher for her because she has more classes than I do, but I'm shooting for straight A's this year, and it's good because now coach has us doing tutoring hours. So instead of like going back to my room and just sleeping like I want to, like I have to get my homework done. So it's working for me this year because like I have no other choice. But I feel like I'm doing a better job like managing my time as I was last year, because I guess I just didn't, as a freshman, like I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be, and then I would get like more and more behind. But like she said, like on away trips, and especially when we were on the road, you have no other choice but to get it done.
So you having like tutor classes as a whole team?
Yeah. Well, it depended on your GPA last year, and all the freshmen have it. And then some people go just to go. So it's every other day for an hour. Coaches, we either do it in her office or like a classroom where she's there, and we can't be on our phones. And we have like a tutoring, like we do our own homework. But then also once a week we have to get tutoring hours from a professor or from a tutor. So that helps. And we have to bring her a note saying that we did that.
Yeah, and if you have a free time, what are your interests?
I like to go to the beach too, but I also like to watch Netflix. So I like movies, and I like to sit in bed and watch a whole TV series on a Sunday.
And coaches also told me that you guys have like a special captain meetings where they teach you how to be those leaders. Tell me a little bit more about it. What do you do there? What have you learned already?
Well, she's a sophomore, so she's co-captain, but she's also the representative for the sophomores on the team. And then I'm senior, I'm captain, but I'm also the senior representative. And then for the freshmen and juniors, we have Dana and Adrian, and they're the freshman and junior representatives. So like if the freshmen are having a really hard time with something, and they tell Dana, and Dana like comes to the meetings and tells coach like, hey, like we have your midterms coming up, so we have a lot of studying to do. Is there any way we can get extra study hall, or we can, something like that? But she asks us what we see too, so that she can be a better leader. Like if we see that something's not working, or this is happening in practice, then we can relay it to her, and she'll maybe change something or change the way that she does something so that it can benefit us too. So it's kind of just like an interactive circle that we do every Monday right after practice, and she just asks us what we think of things, and if there's anything we see, and it's good for us.
Yeah, it works. And if there's something that the sophomores think we should be doing in practice, more of, less of, certain drills that they think that would benefit us for the upcoming weekends if we were playing, then they would tell me, and I would relay it back to Coach. And she feels really strongly of not getting involved in stuff that happens between the team. So it's our job and the other two girls, Dana and Adrian, to, if something is happening within our team as far as drama or anything along those lines, it goes through us first, and we have to step in and handle it. And then, because if it doesn't get fixed and Coach has to step in, then the consequences are going to be much worse.
That's cool. I like that your coaches are really engaged with the team and trying to make sure that everybody is becoming a better player or student. It feels like
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They're like our parents for the fans.
I think you're the example of what the team should be like all the other teams like basketball and soccer. So.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for
Thank
you.
you.
Here,